Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Conch basketball on the mighty 1550 AM, the Sports Sound. We're having some technical difficulties. We'll send you back to regular program till we get them handled. You're listening to the Conch Radio Network.
Welcome, everybody, to the Lewis Ford pregame show. It is Cole Trent and Damon Post coming at you guys. Here, before we're going to have to shorten up the pregame show just a little bit due to some technical difficulties. I'd like to point that it was on Damon, not on me, for any of you who were wondering. First off, what are we doing here, Damon?
We're going to take a look at our sponsors. Lewis Ford, Kelly Hendricks, DDS, Mr. G's Liquor, Jimmy John's, Jason Putnam, Shelter Insurance, B&E Waste Systems, Joy Chiropractic, and Dodge City Dental Care. Butler Grizzlies in town, and when we come back, we're going to hear from head coach Zach Lowell. It's the Lewis Ford pregame show here on 1550 AM, the Sports and on the web at conchsports.com. It is all part of the Conch Radio Network. Most people think they can get a cheaper oil change somewhere else, but at Lewis Ford, our oil changes are both professional and affordable. With our oil change 4-pack, you get 4 conventional oil changes for just $69.99. That's just $17.50 an oil change. Then you'll have the peace of mind knowing that your car or SUV is being taken care of by a factory-trained employee at a price you can afford. Schedule your oil change today at Lewis Ford of Dodge City and mention the oil change 4-pack. Lewis Ford, open Saturdays from 9 until 4. Hey, Bill, getting quite a pile of trash in your backyard there.
Yep.
Thinking you maybe ought to do something about it?
Yep.
Would you like me to put you in contact with a locally owned and top quality rated trash removal service?
Yep.
Well, let me put you in contact with my boys at B&E Waste Systems. They're located right here in Dodge City. They take care of a commercial, residential, rural, and regular service routes or one-time pickups. Does that sound okay for you, Bill?
Yep.
Well, give them a call today, 620-225-6580.
Thank you.
Hey, Bill, you ever been to a chiropractor?
No, I haven't, but I did have someone stand on my back. They stayed at the Holiday Inn Express the night before.
Well, that's no good. Let me put you in contact with a real chiropractor. Dr. Jason Joy, located at 900 West Frontview, Suite 101. He specializes in sports medicine, acupuncture, soft tissue, and rock tape. You know what rock tape is, Bill?
Nope.
I'll have Dr. Joy tell you all about it. Give him a call today at 620-225-8677.
Jimmy John's, fresh baked, fresh chopped, fresh made. Now that's fresh. Subs so fast you'll freak. Subs your way, Jimmy's way, or any way. You name it, Jimmy will do it. Having a group event, office lunch, or last minute meeting, call Jimmy's. No crowd too big, no hunger too great. Visit Jimmy John's and tell them to Jimmy up your sub. These sandwiches are approved by Mama's Super Seal. Have the Jimmy. The address is 1601 West Wyatt Earp, or give them a call at 620-371-6803. Open from 10 to 10. Have the Jimmy.
Welcome back to the Lewis Ford pregame show here on 1550 AM, the Sports Town, and on the web at CongSports.com. Time to visit head women's coach Zach Lowell, brought to you by Kelly Hendricks DDS. Kelly Hendricks DDS, where a smile you can see for a mile. And, Coach, today you got the Lady Grizzlies coming into town, team that really does not it's not indicative to the record. They're just coming in. They got some tough losses against a tough competition. Games are fairly 2-3 points is what they've lost by. Team that's normally battling for the one of the top spots in the Jayhawk Conference. What do they do really well that you have kind of schemed for today?
Well, one, they defend extremely well, and that's kind of what their trademark is. They're gonna, you're not gonna get anything easy against them. They're going to contest passes. They're going to take away any drives to the basket. So, we've had to work on our ball movement, working on being strong with the basketball to get prepared for them today. The other thing that they do well is they're going to shoot the ball well. So we've had to, make sure we get out, we cover people. It's a little bit different than our game plan that we had this past Wednesday for Garden, that we kind of dared them to shoot, and unfortunately, that didn't work out real well for us, but, they've got girls that can shoot it. They got 4 or 5 girls that are shooting over 30% from the three-point line. So, we're going to have to be prepared and get out and take care of them, get a hand up on those shooters.
And like you said, their defense always tough in your face. That's a place we've struggled at early on. Have you made any adjustments there with the point guards, or are you still sticking with the ones you got?
We're going to stick with the three-point guards we got, and, they're going to have to mature and settle into their role and get better at the job that they need to do. So.
All righty, starting lineup pretty much same as last time. Did you like what you got from your starters?
I was pleased with, we've got a couple of changes, and, starters don't mean a whole lot. It's just the 5 that have to start the game. But when it's your time, you've got to go in and execute and perform. And it's the one thing that, if you look at our games, the one thing that we have gotten is production off our bench. So I think that'll come into play as the season progresses. We've got to tie up the details on our boxing out, limiting teams to 1 shots. Which we've worked on, and then the other thing we've got to do is just cut down on those turnovers and not give extra possessions to our opponents.
All right, working down inside with the bigs. Will they have a tough time tonight when they get the ball down lower? You looking to kick it out and look for those open shots?
Well, they're going to have to, they're not going to have a lot of time down in there, so they're going to have to score quick, or they're going to have to look to, kick the pass or look opposites to make a play. So, and that's just, that's part of becoming a college basketball player, and especially against a good defensive team like this. Those post players are going to have to make quick reactionary decisions.
All right. Wednesday night's loss. I love the effort from the girls out there. I thought they fought hard all game. You think now they kind of get the gist of it, of what they're going to have to bring every night?
Well, I think they're growing. I think one, the game's slowing down for them a little bit, but two, I think they're also learning what it means to compete and take care of things, and the effort that they've got to bring. But now, with those two things, now you've got to take care of the details and take care of the travel here, a cross-court pass that you can't make. You've got to have more sureness with the basketball.
All righty, Coach. What meal do you like to have before an afternoon game?
Well, this morning it was a little Subway, and you need to reach out and try the new corned beef Reuben that they've got. It was exceptional today, so it was a nice pregame.
All righty, Coach. I appreciate it. Good luck. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Coach Zach Lowell here with us on the Lewis Ford pregame show, brought to you by Kelly Hendricks DDS. We'll be back. Take a look at the starting lineups. You're listening to the Conch Radio Network.
He learned pig Latin from a pig.
Wyme, hovercraft A, is way, off A, off way, eels way.
Which means my hovercraft is full of eels. Mr. G's may not be the biggest liquor store in town, but it is the most entertaining. For all your beer, wine, and liquor needs, it's Mr. G's. Stay squirrely, my friend.
All right, and we are back with the Lewis Ford pregame show. We are going to go over the starters for both teams here, and then a little bit of team stats before we get some action underway. First off, for Dodge City, number 5, Michaela Ewing, a freshman forward that is 6'1" from Ranger, Texas. Number 10, Francisca Aguino, freshman guard, 5'3" from Cypress, Texas. Number 20, Kyra Trice, freshman guard, 5'8", from Nashville, Tennessee. Number 23, Addison Rowley, freshman guard, 5'7", from Woodward, Kansas. And then finally, number 25, Kaylin Maple, freshman forward guard that is 6'1" from Dodge City, Kansas. Now on to Butler's starting lineup. We have Jaleese Smallwood, who is a freshman, 5'7", from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Erica Mattingling, sophomore, 5'8", from Wichita, Kansas. Number 20, Baylor Birch, freshman, who is 5'6", from Emporia, Kansas. Number 23, Kyla Collins, who is a freshman, 5'10", from Wichita, Kansas. And number 32, Ariana Ransom, freshman, who is 5'9", from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Now on to some of the team stats for us here. We're looking at Dodge City, who scores a normally average of 59 points per game. Looking at field goal percentage of 35%, three-point percentage at 23%, free throw percentage about 50%, rebound average is about 48, and rebound margin is +2 currently after our last game of a little bit of struggles. Normally 14 assists, 21 turnovers, 11 steals, and 4 blocks. And now on for the Grizzlies here. 75 points per game, looking at 43.5% field goal, 31.3 from the three-point line, 60% from the free throw line, 41 rebounds on average, +7 is their rebound margin. Assists about 15.8 per game, turnovers about 18.1, steals looking at 14.7, and blocks looking at 2.3. We're going to take a break. Looks like we're coming out for the...
We're coming out, man. That technical difficulty got us in trouble.
I was rushing to get through it. Looks like we're going to have Kaylin Maple up against number 23, Kyla Collins for the jump. And action's underway. Dodge City Conquistadors get the ball. We have Aguino bring the ball down. Swinging it out to the right side. Aguino's trying to get something set up. Pass the ball to Rowley. Rowley takes the dribble, passes it to Ewing, and number 32, Ransom, knocked the ball out of bounds.
And right there you see the Butler in-your-face defense that the Lady Conks are going to have to contend with all day.
Yep, definitely. Trice is throwing it in, throws it into Aguino. Aguino brings out, passes it over to Rowley, back to Aguino. Aguino's trying to get the offense reset up over here on the right side, passes back out to Rowley. Rowley dribbles in, bounce pass, Aguino's shot up, and good. That is Aguino, 2 for Aguino on the Conquistadors' opening possession.
And that's what you like to see. They worked it inside, got to Aguino the open look, and she nailed it.
Yep, it looks like we got number 14, Madeline with the ball, passing it over. Now number 12, Smallwood, throwing the ball up. Bounce off the backboard, no good. Aguino's bringing the ball back down the Conquistador court. Looking to get the offense set up, passes it out to Trice. Over to Maple. Rowley gets the ball. Looking for someone to pass it to, passes it back out to Maple. Maple dribbling around a little bit. Aguino comes, picks up the ball. Looks like she's getting something a little bit more set up offensively here. Gets a little bit of penetration and gets the ball swiped away. The Grizzlies throw it out to number 32, Collins. Collins goes in for a layup and ends up getting fouled. I believe the foul is going to be on number 10? Oh, it looks like they're calling it on Aguino.
Yeah, Francesca there just got caught. You get caught in no man's land once in a while and get that hand caught in a cookie jar.
Yeah, but I think the Conquistadors got in a little bit of trouble trying to regain the ball instead of getting in a defensive position. First free throw is no good.
Ransom on the season, a 36% foul shooter.
Second one goes in, so we're going to be coming back it down. Aguino's bringing the ball back down the court. Score is 2-1 so far here, about a minute and a half into play. Aguino passes it out to Trice, passes it back over to Maple. Back out to Rowley, over to the side. Trice puts a 3 up and just a little bit off the mark. Number 20 gets for the Birch gets the rebound. We're now looking at number 14, Madeline, throwing it out to the side. She threw it to number 12, Smallwood, and I think their foot must have been out of bounds.
Yep.
The ball's going back the other way. Maple throws it into Aguino. Got Coach Lowell standing up, getting his offense set up pretty early. Aguino kind of dribbling around, throws it out to Rowley, back to Aguino. Aguino pushes in, Rowley from deep, and just off the mark, but Trice gets a rebound and up and good. Trice with the rebound for 2 points there.
Cox with a nice early 4-1 lead, and Trice, if she can get the ball down underneath, she is really athletic. Going to be a matchup problem for the Lady Grizzlies.
And just as soon as we say that, we saw number 23 for the Grizzlies. Collins get in there, put 2 more up on the board.
Yeah, got behind Trice there. After we gave her props on the offensive end, she let her man get underneath her.
I fully believe we can't give anyone props. As soon as we do, it's just bad things happen, it seems like. Speaking of which, down, Ewing gets called for the charge.
Coach Lowell not liking it.
I'm not sure if I like it too much either, but ball will be coming back the other way. It looks like number 12, Smallwood, will be bringing it out for us. Conquistadors looking like they're running a zone defense. Passes it over to number 12, Smallwood. Back out to the front, then back over to 14, Mattingly.
It's in the name of my favorite baseball player.
Really?
Don Mattingly.
See, I was never much of a baseball guy myself.
Donnie Baseball.
Number 12 for the Grizzlies, Smallwood to inbound. Out to number 21, or maybe it was at
20.
20, I'm sorry. Got her shirt a little bit, Birch. And the Grizzlies put 1 up on the board, and they get 2. Aguino bringing it back down for the Conquistadors. Kind of dribbling around the arch, just trying to find something open.
First lead of the ball game for the Grizzlies.
Oh, and Rowley has a sharp pass to Ewing. It was just a little bit too high and maybe a little bit too strong for her, but ball will be coming back the other way. Looks like Mattingly will be bringing the ball down here. Out to number 5, Sanchez. Ball almost tipped away. Back out to Sanchez, over to Smallwood. Ball up from Birch. Aguino has the ball, is going to get rebounds the ball, I should say. He's bringing it back down. Aguino on the right side of the court. Seems like she really likes setting up everything from over here.
Right.
Out to Trice. Oh, ball gets tipped away, and I believe they're calling a foul. I'm guessing that's going to end up being on Maple here. Maple trying to go what I would have guessed is for the jump ball there after a bad pass got tipped up.
Right there, it looked like a loose ball, and it looked like the gal from Butler was going down anyway. And they end up calling Maple as she fell on her, but I think the one gal was falling down without the help of Maple.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to end up being a going down play anyway, but ball's on the other side of the court. 14 Mattingly with the ball. She takes a shot, bounces off the back of the rim. Ball's coming back down the other way. Number 31 for Morrison is bringing the ball down this time. Morrison kind of looking for Maple down low. Going to pass it back out to Trice. Trice dribbles in a little bit. Oh, looks for some penetration. Passes it to Ewing. Ewing with a shot. Bounces off the front of the rim. Ball's loose. And it looks like we're going to have a jump ball.
That's going to go to the Grizz. Allie Baker coming in there. Her and Morrison he wanted to switch up the point guards.
And it looks like we're going to have Ashley Nelson come in for Ewing. Well, still pretty common about him swapping players pretty early, just kind of getting a break and keeping people fresh. Ball's on the other side of the court. Believe it is Mattingly with the ball up top. Passes it over to Sanchez. Sanchez back to Mattingly. Mattingly out to Birch. Birch takes a shot off the back of the rim again. Maple with the ball. Throws it to Morrison, and Morrison will be bringing it back down the court.
And you like the rebounding on the defensive end by the Conks as Maple got her man pushed clear down underneath where she made that long rebound. Got the long rebound.
Yep, now we're out to Maple. Maple's throwing it out to Rowley. Rowley, called with a charge there on the kind of penetrating in, trying to get a rebound, but they're going to call her with a charge. Ball's coming back the other way.
Coach Lowe asking for the bucket, and every official in the Jayhawk Conference loves making that charging call. And now we're going to have a timeout on the floor.
And it looks like we're having a 30-second timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back on the Conk Radio Network.
Being the family superhero is a tireless job, constantly defending against monsters in the closet and grass so tall it swallows small children. But who's there for them if you're not? Your local shelter insurance agent. With an insurance superhero sidekick, you can find a life insurance plan that helps provide a safety net for your family. Learn more at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free insurance review, call Jason Putnam at 227-8054.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are now back at the Conquistadors hosting the Butler Grizzlies. And we're kind of coming back. Conquistadors are currently down 4-5. About 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes left here in the first. Let's see what the Conquistadors are going to be coming out here. I guess it would be the Grizzlies coming out, Grizzly Ball.
Yeah. Taylor Lee into the ball game now for the Conquistadors.
Lee's had some games where she kind of would drop a few three-pointers, and as soon as I say that, Ashley Nelson's going to get a foul, I believe a blocking foul. Conquistadors kind of getting some foul problems.
Yeah, 4 team fouls on the Conks, none on the Grizzlies.
And first free throw is up, and it is no good. Score still 4-5.
Madley on the season, 63% foul shooter.
And the second one goes in. Butler is now leading Conquistadors by 2. Looks like we got number 30, Baker, bringing the ball up this time. Passes it over to Nelson. Nelson to Rowley in the corner. Rowley penetrating in, stops, pivots out, passes to Baker. Baker puts up a 3, and just a little bit off. It's now going to be a track race. We got number 14, Mattingly, bringing it down the court. Throws it over to 20, Birch. Birch passes it back out to Sanchez. From Sanchez goes to Collins. And Baker ends up catching another pass that was thrown across the court. And Butler's playing pretty aggressively defense right now. Rowley gets it out over, and with a 3 and it's good. Rowley putting up 3 points for the Conquistadors. I believe that is now giving Conks the lead back 7-6.
Yeah, and you like the ball movement. They penetrated inside that zone.
And just like that, Mattingly answers back with the 3 of her own. Baker bringing it back down, getting the court set up. From Mattingly goes Nelson. Nelson out to Rowley again. Rowley penetrates in, gives it to Lee. Lee just a little bit off the mark. And it looks like the ball rolled out of bounds on kind of a fight for the rebound here from the Conquistadors.
Yeah, Maple and Nelson both going for it. And you like the rebounding job by Kaylin Maple here in the first quarter.
Yep, so the ball's going to be coming back the other way. It looks like number 5, Sanchez, is getting the ball here. Bringing it down to the court, throws it over to number 20, Birch. From Birch goes to Rowland. Back to Sanchez, back to Birch. Birch puts it up a 3, and it's in. Conquistadors are going to have to kind of get something going on beyond the arc here, because Birch, I think, is about to be on fire.
Riley Burris getting set to check into the ball game.
Number 3, Baker, throws it over to Lee. Lee over here, looking for someone to pass it to, dribbles, puts it to Denise Sanchez, Ortiz. Lee up and good. Lee's getting her 3 points in the game. And hopefully we can see her continue that. We've seen her put up about 9 points in a very short amount of time. So we got number 5, Sanchez, passes it back and over to Birch. Birch back to Sanchez. From Sanchez to Rowland. Ashley Nelson with a good swipe, kind of stealing the ball off of a bounce pass. Baker now bringing it back down the court, slowing it down, trying to get something set up.
And what you liked there was you had Nelson and Ortiz pushing the Butler player baseline, had nowhere to go.
Yep, Lee over here in the corner getting really close defense. Denise coming over, throwing it to Baker. From Baker into Dale. Dale has a shot. Oh, she's going to throw it out to Denise. Denise with 3 and just off the mark. We're going to get a foul called. Let's see who it's on here.
Going to be on the Grizzlies there as you saw Nelson get shoved clear underneath the basket.
Yep, so we're going to be having the ball's going to be staying with the Conquistadors here. Lee is coming out with Burris coming in, checking into her place. Got Baker trying to get the inbound. Sees Denise. Denise dribbles, throws it over to Dale. Dale passes it back to Baker. Baker dribbles around, back to Dale, back to Denise, over to Burris. Burris, another pretty good three-point shooter for the Conquistadors.
Really their most consistent shooter from the outside so far in this young season.
Grizzlies are playing really strong defense so far. We got 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Burris puts one up, and it's good.
As I just said, most consistent shooter from the outside.
Well, I also think she plays with probably the most energy. You see, she's always hustling. She normally is pretty much the one that's always you always see moving, trying to make the plays on the offensive side. And we got in. Dale comes in with a block. Baker covers up. Back over to Sanchez on beyond. Just a little off the mark, and Baker's going to get the rebound here. It's going to be a track race here. It's about 3-on-2. Oh, and just a little bit too far forward pass. Makes the Conquistadors have to reset. Back over to Burris. Burris dribbles it around, put it to Baker. Baker with her own 3. Oh, and just rounded the hoop. That's disappointing to see. We got Sanchez back on the other side of the court. She's going to go ahead and pull up and reset the offense.
Touched everything but the net on that one.
Yep, we got over to Rowland. From Rowland, goes back to Sanchez. I believe that is Birch putting up her 3. Misses by just a little bit. Birch believe that's Smallwood. Smallwood's trying to get some penetration, puts it out to Sanchez. Oh, Sanchez gets some penetration and gets herself a bucket. Baker bringing the ball back down the court here, trying to figure something out, letting Coach Lowell get something set up that he wants.
Conk's going to play for the last shot here in the first quarter.
Yep, about 12 seconds left here. You'd think that we want to start getting a little bit of movement going here, but down to 5. Throws out to Burris. Burris looking for a shot. She just throws it up and no good. That's the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
It can be tough to find a good diesel mechanic. So why not trust the professionally trained mechanics at Lewis Ford? We are a full-service diesel facility and can work on any truck up to an F550. Plus, we make it affordable to get the work done. Take advantage of our oil change special where you can get 4 diesel oil changes for just $219.95. Schedule your diesel service today at Lewis Ford at Dodge City. Now open Saturdays from 9 until 4.
B&E Waste of Dodge City wants you to check out the competitive rates before you sign another contract. You deserve a locally owned choice. B&E serves Ford, Meade, Hodgman, and Edwards County. They offer commercial, residential, regular service routes, or one-time pickups. So let's get that shed cleaned out. No more excuses. Call B&E Waste Systems in Dodge City. The address is 2301 Central Ave, and the phone is 225-6580. Let B&E Waste be your very own trash provider.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are now into the second quarter of the women's basketball game. Conquistadors down 13-14 in a pretty close game with Butler. Hopefully we can see the Conquistadors keep playing a pretty solid game just generally out here.
Yeah, and, you know, Lady Conks are doing a much better job of working the ball around the floor, making the Grizzly defense move, and that's the thing. When you go into this zone, go against the zone, you want to keep passing it around the perimeter, working it inside and out, and start finding those holes.
Yep, now we have Rowley back over to Aguino, back over to Burris, back to Aguino over, and the Conquistadors really passing balls over to Rowley. Rowley penetrates a little bit. Oh, kind of a bad pass over to Nelson in traffic. Looks like the Grizzlies going to bring it back over. We got 12, number 12 Smallwood comes down the court and gets herself 2 points. Aguino out in the head up front, throws it over to Rowley, back to Aguino, from Aguino to Burris, back to Aguino, back to Rowley, over to Aguino. Aguino puts it in for Nelson. Nelson puts it out, back out. Oh, we got Ewing under the basket with the ball, and just a little bit off. Shot went up, maybe a little bit off the mark. Sanchez is bringing it back down the court. She's going to pull it back out, make it slow the game down a little bit here. Sanchez trying to set something up. Over to Birch.
That's going to be number 2 on Aguino there. She got called for the reach-in.
Aguino normally not the one that takes very many fouls in general. She's already got herself 2 in this first game. Or first half, rather. I apologize.
8:53 to go before that always award-winning B&E Waste Systems halftime report.
Looks like we got Rowland up top. Throws it over to Smallwood. From Smallwood back to Rowland. Rowland passes it over to Sanchez. Sanchez getting some penetration in, puts a shot up, and it gets a good bounce, and it goes in. Butler's now up 18-13 over the Conquistadors. Aguino puts it out to Burris. Burris pulls it right away, and just a little bit short. Bringing it back down the court, throws it over to Rowland. Rowland has an open lane, and she puts up 2 more.
And Coach Lowell wants to take a timeout. They've opened up a 6-0 run to start the second quarter.
Yep, and I believe we'll take a break timeout with them here.
Nah, it's just 30. We can keep it here.
We want to keep it here?
Yeah, and see the Conquistadors, what they're getting in. They're getting into that running game in Butler, and they're not getting back on defense, which is in the first quarter they were getting back on defense there. Butler not able to get out and run, but now the defense is lagging there, and I don't know if everybody knows where they're supposed to be in that zone right now, and they're not stopping the penetration, and that's causing problems here in the early going in the second quarter.
Yep, Butler Grizzlies haven't, I mean, that's where primary most of their points have been coming from, is just getting a little bit of penetration on the Conquistadors. And then, I mean, open shots beyond the arc. So we're going to have to see what comes up here. I believe it is Conquistador ball, where Trice will inbound it to Aguino.
So you had Trice coming in here, and I think Coach Lowell wants to get a little more athleticism out there.
And looks like Mattingly kind of poked the ball away, got herself an easy lane, kind of ran the ball back up for 2 more points. Oh, Aguino into Rowley puts a shot up, and there's another 3 for Rowley. Rowley now with 6 points unofficially.
And that stopped an 8-0 run.
Looks like Lee's set to check in. Rowley playing some good defense over on Sanchez. And Trice coming in with the steal. Pass into traffic. Trice might try to do something here, or she's going to pull it out, passes it out to Rowley. Rowley puts it to Aguino. Aguino gets a little bit of penetration, puts it back out to Rowley. And there's
Rowley
another
back-to-back threes.
And it looks like now the Butler's coach wants to take a timeout. What a run.
Yeah, and that's what I said. You get in there, and it goes both ways on that. You're trying to run, not taking care of the ball, not playing defense. Well, Butler got into where they got that lead built up to 8, and then boom, they kind of laxed off. Conks come down, make them pay, get the threes. But the threes opening up because the Conks are getting the pass inside in the paint there, and they're kicking it back out, and that's forcing the defense to collapse in, and that's leaving a good-looking shots from beyond the arc. In the Conks, you got Rowley, Lee, and Burris, who are mainly the big 3 shooters from the outside.
Speaking of Lee, I believe Lee and Rowley are both in right now. I think Lowell's might want to capitalize on the fact that they've kind of got something rolling with him here.
And you put Trice back in, come in on the run, had the 3-on-2, but wisely pulled it out.
Yep, Sanchez passes it over to Samua. Back over to Sanchez. Sanchez penetrates in. Never mind. She's going to go ahead and just come into the corner. Grizzly just passing the ball around. Shot up by Mattingly, and it's good. We're looking at a pretty high-scoring game so far in the game. Aguino moving the ball, gets poked away by Mattingly. Mattingly, honestly, all over the court right now.
You got to watch. Mattingly averages 4 threes a game, and then you got Taylor Birch, who averages taking 5 of those a game. So they got some gals that can shoot from the outside.
Aguino coming out, looking to set something up here. Over to Lee. Lee's looking to get it into Ewing. Ewing's getting
double team down on the block.
Yep. And I believe that's gonna be Grizzlies' ball.
Yeah, it is. Possession arrow favors the Grizz.
A lot of strong defense so far from the Grizzlies. Grizzlies number 11, I believe. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing this right. I want to say it's
Semino.
Semino, okay. Bringing it out. Passes it over to number 12, Smallwood. Into number 32, Ransom. And I believe Ransom puts one down.
Now back to an 8-point lead.
Guino bringing out. Over to Lee. From Lee, throws it across to Rowley. Lee's dribbling it over. Throws a far pass, just a little bit too much to Lee. Aguino into Trice. Trice over to Ewing. Back to Trice. And oh my. Ewing gets a rebound, puts the ball up, and it rolls in. Ewing looking good so far with the rebounds. I mean, that would just generally seem to be a pretty big cluster down there.
Yeah.
I would have thought there was a foul called a little bit before when it did, but Ewing to get the 3-point play.
Yeah, the Conk stuck with it there, and I think Trice, when she went up, thought she was going to get fouled and put that one up hard.
Ewing being a 59% at the free throw line so far. Puts one up, and it's good. Ewing with some big plays. She's got herself 3 points in the game so far. Bringing down the ball down the court looks to be Semino. Over to number 14, Mattingly. Mattingly back to Semino. Over to Smallwood. Back to Mattingly. Back to Smallwood. Smallwood penetrates in a little bit. Passes it over to Ransom. Ball's back over to Smallwood. Smallwood puts the shot up, and it just bounces out. Baker's bringing the ball back down the court. Looks like Maple's going to check back in for the Conquistadors. Lee on the corner, back to Baker. Baker to Rowley. Over to inside to Trice. Back to Rowley. Baker puts it into Trice again. Lee has an open shot, and it's good. Lee with another three-pointer in the game. Lee's so far looking pretty good. Looks like she might have a pretty good game on the so far. Ball's over here to Mattingly. Mattingly to Smallwood. Smallwood to Semino. Back over to Smallwood. Back over to Mattingly. Mattingly throws the ball in. Throws it a little bit too hard. And the ball back over to Mattingly. Mattingly's going to penetrate in. Try to go for a shot and gets fouled. I'm betting this is going to come on 5. I'm guessing Ewing kind of caught her on the arm as she ran by there.
Yeah, so Kayla Ewing. It's going to be her second, so she's probably going to have to come out.
Mattingly being 63% so far on the season with free throws.
Coach Lowell had Maple coming in for Ewing there, just didn't get her in
quite soon enough.
Yep.
And the second one is no good. Trice with the ball, throws over to Baker. Baker will be the one that brings it over the past half court. Lee passes it over to Denise. Denise to Baker. Back over to Denise. The Conquistadors just kind of passing the ball around, getting something set up. Denise puts 3 up and just off the back of the rim.
Yep, just a little too hard.
Ball's over to Mattingly. Mattingly to Ransom. Ransom puts I think a pretty far out two. I don't think
probably
she's
about an 18-footer.
About an 18-footer to get herself 2 points.
Conks, much better job as they got Trice going in the lane there, fighting for it, try to get a shot up.
Yep, got blocked a little bit. Conquistadors managed to come out with it, so Lee over back up to Baker. Baker, we got about 5 seconds on the shot clock. Maple shoots it, and just off the Trice with the rebound, gets it to Lee. From Lee, they get to Baker.
The Conks will get a new 30.
Lee gets the ball back, puts it into Trice. Trice back out to Baker. Baker's going to take the 3-point this time. And just off the back of the rim again. Lee with some pretty good defense there, slowing the Grizzlies down there so they didn't get a fast run. Mattingly to Smallwood.
Rowley getting set to come in for the Conks along with Nelson.
Mattingly puts one up and just a little bit too far off. Maple.
And they're going to get the offensive foul on Maple and Coach Lowell. She didn't have her elbows out.
Yeah, I think
and that was not a good call.
I think that was grade A acting. And I think Lowell's going to ask about that one. But I think that was some pretty good acting skills. Maple really didn't have any elbows out or anything.
And that's it. Coach Lowell had enough from that referee. He made the bad call down there earlier. And Kaylin, when she moved her elbows to clear the rebound, she did not have her elbows out. She had them tucked in like that.
Yeah,
that official was on the back side of it, did not see. The other officials that had the good view did not make the call.
Oh, they're going to give it a technical?
Yep, they're going to give Ole a technical.
Oh,
that's going to be 2 fouls.
Technical.
Yeah.
I apologize. I thought they called Maple with the technical, but I agree. I dislike that. I don't know how you get hit by an elbow and then elbows right next to your body. But that does put up 2 more points for them. Birch getting 2 more for herself with those technical points. Or technical free throw points, I should say. Conquistadors down 25-31 to the Butler Grizzlies. Inbounds out, over to 23, Collins.
That's going to go against Birch. Yep.
Birch got a foul. I didn't actually see what had happened there, but Baker bringing the ball back down the court. Over to Denise. Denise puts it to Dale. Back out to Denise, back to Baker. Ball goes over to Dale. Dale penetrates, does a pretty good move, puts the ball up, and Dale gets herself 2 points.
And Kayla, you like that. She saw the defense had overcommitted, and she took it right in to the lane.
Yep, we're seeing Riley Burris getting ready to come back into the game. And we got, I believe that's Mattingly kind of dribbling the ball around here. Oh, Nelson gets a hand on it, but still the ball goes up from Ransom. Ransom puts a little bit too much on it, and Baker pulls down the rebound. Baker bringing it back down, moving pretty quickly. Throws it over to Denise. Denise pretty far out for a shot here. Dale back out to Baker. Baker over to Denise, over to Rowley. Back out to Baker. Conquistadors just kind of looking for something here. Dale. And Dale's going to get called for the travel. Took I think, a stutter step there before she actually dribbled the ball. So we got Burris coming in for Denise Ortiz. Mattingly's bringing the ball back down the court. Back over to Sanchez. From Mattingly to Sanchez to Mattingly. Back to Sanchez. Over to Birch. And we're just going to pass the ball. Mattingly puts the ball up, and with another three, Mattingly playing pretty on fire thus far in the game. Baker puts it over to Burris. Burris tries to get a bounce pass into Dale, but it looked like Ransom kind of came in and bumped the ball out of bounds, so the Conquistadors will get it just about underneath the basket. Baker's looking to throw it into somebody here. Throws it into Nelson. Nelson back to Baker. Baker's going to dribble it back out over to Burris. Back to Rowley. Back over to Baker. Back to Rowley. Back to Baker. Back to Nelson. Nelson puts one up and didn't get the good roll, but Kaylee Dale with the rebound. And Baker has it back out up front, trying to set something up here. Nelson throws the ball over. We got Burris back to Baker, back to Rowley, over to Nelson. And they're going to call, I think, number 32. I think they're going to be getting Ransom with that foul there. Nelson with a good job trying to get some penetration in. Grizzlies just kind of had their hands in there a little bit.
Minute 2 to go, and the Conks are within 7.
Baker looking to find someone to inbound it to. Oh, gets Rowley, and Rowley with the possible three-point play. Rowley puts the ball up and gets fouled, so we're going to be seeing another three-point play here for the Conquistadors.
I think that's going to go against Mattingly. That'll be her first.
Oh, and just barely bounced out for Rowley there. That's disappointing. Ball's back over. Conquistadors making sure they're back over on the defensive side of the court here. And the Grizzlies are going to kind of set some stuff up, getting a little bit of passing going, trying to wear the Conquistadors out a little bit. Sanchez to Mattingly. Mattingly throws it over to Rowland. Rowland to Birch. Birch throws it a little bit too far, doesn't even hit the rim there. Puts it over to Baker. Baker's bringing the ball down. Grizzlies playing really, really strong defense here. About 7 seconds from between the shot clock and the actual game clock here. Baker dribbling the ball around.
Coming up on 10.
Baker needs to get something going here. Over to Dale, back over to Baker. Baker's putting a shot up, puts it up. Dale with the rebound. Dale's going to get fouled going up for the 2 points, and Conquistadors are having a little bit of life here. Dale only a 38% free throw shooter, but hopefully we can see some good things come out here.
And they got Ree Morrison, who's going to check in with 8.3, and I think Coach Lowell wants to do that for defensive purposes there.
Definitely Morrison, really athletic, always all over the court. Dale just puts one up, and it just goes off the front of the rim. Morrison does come in for Baker. Baker has been pretty solid on defense thus far,
and has done a nice job of running that point and getting penetration there and able to kick it out to get those open looks from the outside.
Dale's second one up and good. Dale now with 3 points unofficially. Sanchez bringing the ball down the court. Morrison playing very close defense here, and Boris is a bad pass. Borison got her to throw the ball and ended up going between Rollins' legs, it looks like. So now the Conquistadors got 3.5 seconds to maybe put up a buzzer beater here. Oh,
Almost made it.
almost made it, but we are going to go into halftime. We'll be right back with the Conch Radio Network.
Hey, Bill, you ever been to a chiropractor?
No, I haven't, but I did have someone stand on my back. They stayed at the Holiday Inn Express the night before.
Well, that's no good. Let me put you in contact with a real chiropractor. Dr. Jason Joy, located at 900 West Frontview, Suite 101. He specializes in sports medicine, acupuncture, soft tissue, and rock tape. You know what rock tape is, Bill?
Nope.
We'll have Dr. Joy tell you all about it. Give him a call today at 620-225-8677. Life's full of decisions, and one of the decisions you're going to have to make, do I still keep coming back to this hack dentist?
They're killing me, Whitey. They're killing me.
And with over 70 choices in the yellow pages, how do you know which dentist to pick? Well, that's easy. You pick Kelly Hendricks, DDS. Kelly's been in business for over 30 years, and he has comprehensive family dentistry from infants to adults. It's located at 100 Ross Boulevard, Building 2, Suite C, Dodge City, Kansas. Number 620-225-6555. Kelly Hendricks, the dentist, is just like us.
I put my pants on, one leg at a time.
Welcome back to the B&E Waste Systems halftime report, and with us now, Coach Tucker. And Coach, got a Grizzly team coming in here a little bit wounded. They're 1-5. They've had some close games, on a little bit of a lull themselves. We're coming off a 2-game losing streak here. Both teams going to be hungry tonight. What's going to be the difference in the ball game?
Well, I think execution. I think the team that executes better and makes plays, finishes plays, will win the ball game. They've got a good team. I mean, their record doesn't reflect the kind of talent they have, and I think that's that way all over this league. I don't think anybody in our league has a bad team. I mean, I think the league's very strong from top to bottom, 1 to 14, and you got to be ready to play every night or every afternoon, and hopefully we'll be able to do that today.
Yeah, and I talked to their radio guy earlier, but when we was going over kind of comparing teams, and you know, he says it's not that they played bad, it's just that they're not getting, you know, the wins or whatever, not getting the roles when they need it, and, you know, not getting the calls when they needed it. But he said overall he likes their team, but he doesn't think his Coach Miller has really got their rotation figured out either, and that's, you know, what happens when you get thrown right into conference play early on, as we have talked all season.
Yeah, I thought we showed real signs the other night, though. I thought that was the best we've looked, and I thought that we started to play the kind of basketball I want to see us play, and that is just continued on into practice this week. And we had our best practice of the year yesterday. Hope that carries over to the game floor today, and I'm real excited about seeing us play today.
Yeah, in the Garden City game, you know, the difference was that they hit some shots and we just didn't, you know, as a team. But you try, you know, Tajay Anderson just kind of in a little bit of a slump right now, you know, from the outside, not really getting that shot to go. But you know, to play that team, you know, within 2 points, and I thought we just hustled this. They got some more free throws than we did, and they converted on that end.
Well, when they double you at home, that's tough.
Right.
I mean, we shoot 14, they shoot 28. They get 22 fouls. We get 22 fouls called on us. They get 14 called on them. As big and as physical as they were. And by no means am I blaming the referees. We lost the ball game. But it does help when you get a little bit of a break here and there.
Right. Yeah, Coach. So what's the one thing you need to do tonight against this Grizzly team that you've seen on film?
Be consistent.
Be consistent.
Hit shots. Continue to play the kind of defense we're playing. Play well together. Play smart. Play together. Play hard. It'll all work out.
But I think that we've playing hard, that's one thing that we've looked at this season. Our team has played hard every ball game. And I think that is a tribute to you.
Yeah, well, thank you. And it's kind of become our calling card. We had a college coach from Utah State come in here the other night to watch the ball game, and he came for one reason. I've never heard of this in my life. Around the country, people are talking about how hard this junior college team from Dodge City, Kansas plays. He had heard about it from several coaches, and he came over, took a 2-hour drive just to watch us play. He said he wasn't disappointed.
Yeah, and Coach Trinkle, that's what I said. I said, so I go, what have you heard about Coach Tucker? He goes, he can coach.
Well,
he goes, I'm going to tell you that right now. And that was before the game started and everything. And so I give it to you, and after the game I talked to him. He says, man, he goes, he's got them kids playing hard.
He's a great coach. I have a lot of respect. The coach at Colby, extremely classy.
Right.
We need more coaches in our league to carry themselves and act the way those two class coaches act. And if we got that, we'd even have a better league.
Right.
You can quote me on that.
I'll quote you.
Thank
I got
you.
it. It's recorded right here, so
I
we got
appreciate
you,
it.
Coach.
You can quote me.
All
can't you?
righty.
All right.
Well, Coach, good luck. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
the time.
Hey, how
sir.
about our girls today?
Oh, I
Are
know.
they playing hard or what?
Yep.
Zach Lowe's coaching his butt off. They're going to win today.
Yeah, and you know what? I got that feeling too because that Colby was a wake-up call when they were on the road up there.
Yeah, they're going to win today. Go Lady Counts.
All righty, thank Coach Tucker. Coach Tucker here with us on the B&E Waste Systems halftime report. We're going to step away. When we come back, Mr. Trent will have your halftime stats. You're listening to the Conch Radio Network.
He goose hunts with a Red Ryder BB gun, and he's never shot his eye out. He likes things his way. You may say he's a diva, but he's coined the phrase, he's a Jiva. Mr. G's Liquor, for all your wine and liquor needs. It's Mr. G's. Stay squirrely, my friend.
Being the family superhero is a tireless job, constantly defending against skinned knees and sibling supervillains that won't share. But who's there for them if you're not? Your local shelter insurance agent. With an insurance superhero sidekick, you can find a life insurance plan that helps provide a safety net for your family. Find your insurance superhero at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free insurance review, call Jason Putnam at 227-8054.
Most people think they can get a cheaper oil change somewhere else, but at Lewis Ford, our oil changes are both professional and affordable. With our oil change 4-pack, you get 4 conventional oil changes for just $69.99. That's just $17.50 an oil change. Then you'll have the peace of mind knowing that your car or SUV is being taken care of by a factory-trained employee at a price you can afford. Schedule your oil change today at Lewis Ford of Dodge City and mention the oil change 4-pack. Lewis Ford, open Saturdays from 9 until 4.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Conch Radio Network. We're here in the Dome with Conquistadors hosting the Butler Grizzlies here. So far, it's been one pretty good half so far. I mean, Conch's down 30 to 34. We're going to go over some of the team stats here. Looking at Butler first. Butler is recording on 5 steals, 1 block, 6 turnovers, 10 assists, 12 total rebounds, 10 defensively, 2 offensively. They are shooting 54.2% from the floor, 33.3% from the three-point line, and 50% from the free throw line. Now let's go over and look at the Dodge City Conquistadors. We are looking at 3 steals, 1 block, 10 turnovers, 9 assists, 18 total rebounds, 10 defensive and 8 offensive. Conquistadors shooting percentage, we're looking at 37.9% from the floor, 42.9% from the three-point range, and 50% from the free throw. We will take a little bit of a break, and we'll come back with your personal stats of the major playmakers here. We'll be right back.
Do you need to clean out a garage or shed sometime soon? Need someone to come pick it up? Call B&E Waste Systems of Dodge City and they can help you out. They serve Ford, Hodgman, Meade, and Edwards counties and specialize in roll-off and construction containers. They even provide regular service routes and one-time pickups to residential, commercial, and rural clients. Contact B&E today at 225-6580 or swing by 2301 Central Avenue to experience just how competitive their prices really are. B&E Waste Systems, you deserve a locally owned choice.
Hey, Bill, you ever been to a chiropractor?
No, I haven't, but I did have someone stand on my back. They stayed at the Holiday Inn Express the night before.
Well, that's no good. Let me put you in contact with a real chiropractor. Dr. Jason Joy, located at 900 West Frontview, Suite 101. He specializes in sports medicine, acupuncture, soft tissue, and rock tape. You know what rock tape is, Bill?
Nope.
I'll have Dr. Joy tell you all about it. Give him a call today at 620-225-8677.
Jimmy John's, fresh baked, fresh chopped, fresh made. Now that's fresh. Subs so fast you'll freak. Subs your way, Jimmy's way, or anyway. You name it, Jimmy will do it. Having a group event, office lunch, or last-minute meeting, call Jimmy's. No crowd too big, no hunger too great. Visit Jimmy John's and tell them to Jimmy up your sub. These sandwiches are approved by Mama's Super Seal. Have the Jimmy. The address is 1601 West Wyatt Earp, or give them a call at 620-371-6803. Open from 10 to 10. Have the Jimmy.
All right, welcome back to the Conch Radio Network. We're going to go over some of the personal stats from today's game. So far, we're looking at number 14, Erica Mattingly, putting up 12 points so far in today's game with 4 assists. No rebounds, but overall, she's having a huge impact on the offensive side of the ball, especially with 12 points, 4 assists. Next up, we're going to have Taylor Birch. She's hitting at 5 points with 1 rebound and 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. We are also looking at Ariana Ransom with 5 points, no rebounds, no assists. And then we are also going to bring into Reagan Sanchez with 4 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Now down to the Lady Conquistadors here. We are first going to look at Addison Rowley, 11 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. She's been the Conquistadors' she's been the Conquistadors' backbone at this point. She has put up a lot of points, and she's been all over the court. Next thing we're going to be looking at is Taylor Lee with 6 points. Not a whole lot of time so far in this game. She's only had 7 minutes in the game, putting up 6 total points in the game. Next thing we're looking at Allie Baker. As much as Baker has no points so far, she has 4 assists so far in today's game, 2 total rebounds. She's been all over the court so far. And lastly, we will be looking at Michaela Ewing with 3 total points, but 4 total rebounds. So she has been all over the place so far in today's game. We're now going to look over a couple more team stats here. So far in the paint, Butler has put up 12 to Dodge City's 8. Off turnovers, Butler has capitalized over the Conquistadors with 15 points over the Dodge City Conquistadors, 13. Second chance points, the Butler only has 2, and Conquistadors have 11. Fast breaks total, Butler is dominating the Conquistadors with 4 out of 0 to Dodge's 0. And off the bench, Butler has 6 points to Dodge City's 12. We'll be right back for the rest of the K&E Waste System halftime show.
Hey, Mom and Dad, maybe have that child away from home for the first time and never know when they're going to come up with that bad tooth or sore mouth. Are you looking at a phone book? There's over 70 dentists to choose from. How do you know which one to choose? Well, that's easy. Pick Kelly Hendricks DDS. Kelly's been in business for over 30 years, and hey, he's just like the rest of us.
I put my pants on, one leg at a time.
Once again, when trying to find that dentist that's going to be just right for you, pick Kelly Hendricks DDS. We're located at 100 Ross Boulevard, Building 2, Suite C. Phone number 620-225-6555. He doesn't use hands when doing a push-up. He uses his tongue. He eats salad with a spoon. He once parallel parked a locomotive. Mr. G's may not be the biggest liquor store in town, but it is the most entertaining. For all your liquor, wine, and spirits needs, it's Mr. G's.
Being the family superhero is a tireless job, constantly defending against monsters in the closet and grass so tall it swallows small children. But who's there for them if you're not? Your local Shelter Insurance agent. With an insurance superhero sidekick, you can find a life insurance plan that helps provide a safety net for your family. Learn more at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free insurance review, call Jason Putnam at 227-8054.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take a minute now to kind of go over some of the football scores around right now. Currently, TCU is playing Oklahoma. The score is right now 17-31. Oklahoma's put up 17 in the first quarter, 7 in the second, and 7 in the third. TCU claiming all of their points in that second quarter at 17. We also have Memphis versus UCF. My apologies. The score to that is Memphis is leading UFC is leading 45-34. Score so far right now is Memphis has scored 7 in the first, 24 in the second, third, in the third, or 3 in the third, I apologize, and 0 in the fourth, while UCF, I apologize, was putting up 17 in the first, 7 in the second, 21 in the third, and 0 in the fourth. We also have Massachusetts versus FIU. Their scores for those games are 31 to 29. We're going to kind of move through these here as Lady Conquistadors.
Yeah, nobody cares about those games.
Are you
well,
kidding me? Everyone
unless you got money. Unless you got money on it. What's Oklahoma at?
Oklahoma right now is 31 to 17.
So they've opened it up a little bit. Now I guarantee you, when we go back into this ball game here, the first couple of 3 minutes, I think, are going to be crucial for the Lady Conks to stay because they're only trailing by 4. And Butler, they look a little discombobulated, and we'll see what adjustments they make. But I think the first couple of 3 minutes is going to be big for the Lady Conks here.
Well, I mean, looking at the Conquistadors' last game, they really kind of lost it to Garden in the third quarter. I don't know if it was after halftime they came out a little bit slower than normal. Conquistadors really got to focus on coming out here and playing a little bit aggressively, playing their normal game here in the third before anything else. Ball's in. We got it over to Riley. Riley with a pass to Trice, and it just slipped through Trice's hands and bounced through her legs. Mattingly now has the ball back on the Conquistador side of the court. Passes it over to Ransom. Ransom goes in for a shot, and I believe they're going to give 20.
They're going to get Rally.
I believe they gave it to Maple, I think. I believe he oiled up 20. Yep, they gave it to Maple.
They did.
I don't even think Maple was near the foul, but they gave that ball foul to Maple. Ransom here. Ransom only a 35.7% on the year so far, and she makes her first one. And Ransom sinks her second one. Ransom has 2 more points in the game. Grizzlies now playing a little bit more aggressively on the other side of the court. Aguino gets the ball across half court. Ball gets poked out by Smallwood, so the Conquistadors will get to inbound it in here.
And they're going to have to take care of the ball. First trip down, they turned it over.
Trice inbounds it to Aguino. Aguino over to Rowley. Rowley back to Aguino. Aguino dribbles the ball over, throws it over to Trice. Aguino still kind of looking for something here. Aguino dribbles it back over, back to Trice. Back over to Aguino. Aguino throws it into Ewing. Ewing has a shot. Puts it up and gets it in. Ewing with 2 more points on the day's game.
And that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to work that paint here against Butler because the Lady Conks really pretty equal on size.
Yep, Smallwood over.
There went the crowd mic.
I was going to say, I have no idea what happened there. But Ransom pushes in and I believe they're going to call foul, but I believe they're going to say it was on the ground here. I believe it was on 20. Let me see. Yep, they're going to get Trice with her first. We are trying to get the crowd mic positioned correctly here.
We got it positioned.
Mattingly puts one up, misses it completely. Ewing with kind of the block, I believe, over Ransom. Ball's now coming back the other way. Aguino's bringing the ball down. Aguino kind of dribbling around Ewing. And I believe Aguino pulled a foul off of Smallwood. Quite a few fouls pretty early here now. It seems like we've gotten, every time we go down a court, one side of the court, we get to pick up a foul. Aguino's going to inbound it in. Inbounds it to Rowley. Rowley in a pretty good position, puts the ball up and gets 2 points. Rowley really having a great game thus far. Aguino, or I'm sorry, Mattingly bring the ball back down the court. She's setting up her offense. Puts it over to Birch, back to Mattingly, over to Smallwood. Smallwood puts up a 3, and she sinks it. Smallwood with another 3. Aguino now bringing the ball back down the court. Hands it off to Rowley. Rowley brings it over, back out to Aguino. Aguino tries to dump it into Ewing, kind of a risky pass, and it got picked off by Ransom. Ransom now puts it over to Birch. Birch, not a very good shot, but they end up bringing down a rebound, puts another ball up, and Maple pulls down the rebound. And I believe Mattingly kind of poked it out of her hands. It's now the Conquistador ball, and that's a pretty good break for the Conquistadors there. I think they had 3 shots.
Yeah, and close looks.
Yep. Aguino bringing the ball back down. Grizzlies still playing a really close defense so far in the game. Guino pulls it over, gives it to Rowley. Rowley pulls it with 3, and Rowley just showing how awesome she is on offense so far in today's game. Putting up another 3-pointer. Mattingly has the ball down, bringing it down the right side. Aguino's covered closely. Rowley has over to Smallwood. Rowley's following. She puts the ball up, and it gets blocked by Ewing again, and it's the Conquistadors' ball.
Smallwood trying to get the foul call there, and to no avail. But Coach Lowell in the pregame interview said the Conks are going to have to be decisive when they get the ball, whether passing or shooting, and that's what they're doing tonight. They're just catching and firing.
Yep,
or this afternoon.
Grizzlies put in Morgan Littlewood, who is a 6'5" sophomore for the Grizzlies. Very tall, I'm guessing that's to protect the paint. Guino goes in and draws the foul, I believe, off of Smallwood here. Yep, they're going to give it on Smallwood. So Guino, standing not much at all compared to Littlewood, pulls the foul, and she's going to get 2. Guino was a 53% foul line from the free throw line, I apologize. And just off the back of the rim there. Nelson's going to come in for Maple.
The Lady Conks just are being very decisive here. They look like they know what they're trying to do offensively instead of just passing around the perimeter.
Guino's second shot just rolls off. So Guino missing both of her free throws that she's gotten there. So far, Mattingly's back down on the right side with the ball. Guino kind of giving a little bit of room. Ball's passed over to, oh, that was 32 Ransom. I thought it said 40. I don't even know what I was looking at. But I believe we have a foul on Ewing. Ewing, I believe that's her third.
It's going to be her third.
Ewing getting in a little bit of foul trouble here in the third. We definitely a threat the Conquistadors need to keep up. First shot is good for Smallwood.
Kaylee Dale getting set to check in.
Smallwood being a 77.8 free throw shooter, not exactly the one you want to
put
foul
at the
here.
line, yeah.
And the second one actually bounced off. Guino bringing the ball back down the court. I thought for a second maybe
you did the reverse jinx. That's what you need to keep up.
We gotta start jinxing it for the Conquistadors here. Guino body checked, really. I have no idea how that didn't get called, but rallied down in, penetrated in, kind of got herself stuck, ended up putting a shot up. I believe Nelson with the rebound. There's a lot of things going on right now. Ball gets launched down the court, ball gets put up, and number 23 Collins getting herself 2 points. That was I don't even know what that was. It seemed like Nelson had the ball, and Mattingly ended up getting a hand on it, throwing it down the court. I believe it was a 2-on-2 that just didn't work out, and Nelson fouled hard.
I was wondering if she was going to get the call there. She got in there and just got hammered to the floor.
I was saying, it seemed like she got tackled from behind. She hit slow to get up. I believe it's Nelson now to the line here. Nelson being a 67% free throw shooter. Not going to say anything past that. Don't need to jinx it right now. And looks like I already went ahead and did it.
You did it.
Nelson misses her first. Looks like we have Baker and Lee coming in for Guino and Rowley. So we're kind of replacing the ball handler and the three-point shooters here. I think Lowell's enjoying what he's seeing on the offensive side. Oop, and Nelson's second shot goes up, but it looks like Trice is going to get the ball back. Tries to throw it to Nelson, but Nelson just couldn't get a hand on it. Mattingly's coming back down the court. Throws it out to Mattingly with the three. And that was kind of a cluster of a play for the Conquistadors to get back on. They really got to shore up this a little bit more in that. Conquistadors losing right now, 37-45. And Nelson with a really ugly pass underneath ended up getting caught by Mattingly. Mattingly again just all over the court. Mattingly over to Sanchez. And Sanchez goes to Collins.
We got an offensive foul
on number 30, Morgan Littlewood, pulling a second foul here. She hasn't been in very long for her to be pulling two. But we're going to have Baker bringing the ball down the court. Both teams getting kind of into the foul issue troubles as of right now.
Next foul on the Grizzlies, and the Conks will be at the free throw line.
Conquistadors passing it around, just trying to find something going here. About 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Baker with some pretty good moves against Mattingly here, trying to get her a little bit, shake her off a little bit. Throws it to Trice. Trice back to Baker. Baker throws it up and
goes clear behind the backboard.
Yeah, I think it must have got nicked. I think that's what she's trying to say, is that the ball got hit out of her hands. So ball will be coming back the other way.
The coach is going to go in with Rowley as Trice
coming back out. It's one of those things, I think you want to give Trice a little bit of a break before, we get a little bit further into this game. Trice being a huge defensive part of the game right now. Sanchez out front, comes over, and
got an illegal screen set.
Legal screen set against number 32, is that what it was?
Yep.
Number 32, Ransom. I really didn't know what had happened there. I just saw she kind of sat down. I don't know.
Kind of stuck her elbow out there.
Yep, so the ball is going to be coming back in. Baker's bringing it down the court. A little bit of moves here, trying to get Lee open. The Grizzlies are playing really close, really trying to avoid those 3 points. Dale puts one up and draws the foul, I believe.
Yep, and she's going to the line.
Littlewood with another foul so far. I mean, she has really gotten a little bit of foul trouble just in the last, 45 minutes?
Yep.
With 3. Dale being a 38% free throw shooter. Sinks her first one.
Yeah, and Littlewood checking out.
Cannot actually see the number that checked back in. Her hair is actually covering her numbers a little bit. Dale with the second one, bounces off, and no good. And ball went out of bounds. I'm guessing they think Ashley Nelson touched it last.
The Conks hanging around. They're within 7. 4:24 to go. 45-38.
Sanchez bringing it back, bringing it down, over to Mattingly. Mattingly back to Sanchez. Sanchez kind of drilling it over, gets it into the corner, throws it out to Mattingly. Over to, I want to say Duro. Over to Nelson. Back over to Duro. Over to Rowland. Rowland puts a shot up and it misses. It's going to be a violation ball. It's going to be Conquistador ball here.
That's Duru.
Duru. Never been much of a reader, admittedly.
Many of you kids are now. Unless it's on a monitor.
Baker bringing the ball down here. Trying to draw the foul. Looks like I was actually wondering if they're going to call it against her. Ball gets put up a couple times, and it looks like they're going to get Dale with, I'm assuming, behind the back or over the back. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yep. Conks got the penetration they want, got the 2 bunnies underneath, couldn't get them to drop.
Sanchez throws it over to Duru. Duru to Rowland. Rowland over to Mattingly. Mattingly with a little bit of ball tricks here, trying to get the Conquistadors. Rowland puts one up, and it's just a little bit off, and it looks like Mattingly managed to get in there and get the rebound. They put it to Duru, and Duru put herself up 2 points.
And this is the largest deficit for the Lady Conks, 47-38.
Conquistadors definitely needing to get a basket here. Puts it up to Lee. Lee, just a little bit off with the break. Dale gets the rebound and just couldn't get a good enough pass as she kind of collided with Rowland. And it looks like Ransom got tripped up, and they're going to call a foul on, looks like they're calling a foul on Lee.
Man, they could have got a jump ball or a travel right there.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Pretty awkward situations here. Looks like Ransom is at the line. She is a 33.5 or 35.7. I apologize. Free throw shooter. She sinks her first one. 10-point deficit for the Lady Conks right now. Ransom puts another one up and sinks that one. So it is now an 11-point deficit for the Lady Conquistadors. Really got to get something offensively going.
Under 3 minutes to go, and it's 49-38. This will be a critical time for the Lady Conks. Lee almost carries it.
From Lee to Rowley. Rowley tries to get a pass into Dale, but kind of picked off. It looks like the ball might come back the other way as a lot of things are going on. Ball manages to
hitting the floor.
Rowling. That was a foul. If travel, I was about to say. I was about to, well, I'm pretty sure she didn't dribble the ball before she threw that ball. But so a lot of kind of interesting things going on. Lady Conquistadors kind of catch a break here as we have Morrison and Ewing checking back into the game for Baker and Dale. Morrison's bringing the ball down the court. Has Rowley and Burris. And it looks like Coach Lowell is going to take a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout. We will take one with him. We will be right back with the LeConte Radio Network.
It can be tough to find a good diesel mechanic. So why not trust the professionally trained mechanics at Lewis Ford? We are a full-service diesel facility and can work on any truck up to an F550. Plus, we make it affordable to get the work done. Take advantage of our oil change special where you can get 4 diesel oil changes for just $219.95. Schedule your diesel service today at Lewis Ford of Dodge City. Now open Saturdays from 9 until 4.
Kelly Hendricks DDS is like the utility player of dentistry. They can do it all from cleanings, root canals, fillings, preventative care to orthodontics, comprehensive family dentistry from infants to adults. Located at 100 Ross Boulevard, Building 2, Suite C, Dodge City. They're open 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Make an appointment today by calling 225-6555. Serving the Dodge City community for over 30 years. Kelly Hendricks DDS. Wear a smile, you can see a mile.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here with the Lady Conquistadors. 2:17 left to go in this third quarter. Morrison has the ball up front, passes it into Ewing. Ewing passes it back to Morrison. Kind of a risky pass there, almost goes out of bounds, but Morrison regains control. Is now trying to set something back up here for the Lady Conquistadors. Morrison penetrates in and kind of a bad pass over to Ewing, it seemed like. That ended up going out of bounds. It is now the Grizzlies' ball.
Well, what happened is you don't have good spacing there, and when you're that close, it's tough to get a good pass off because what happens is you're too close, and if you take something off, it's easy for the opponent to steal it, or you throw it too hard and it goes out of bounds like that. So you got to have spacing out on the floor.
Yep, so now we're back on the other side of the court. Oh. Yep, they're going to get, but I thought maybe they're going to give Mattingly the out of bounds, but Nelson almost intercepted the ball over there and ended up just knocking it out of bounds. So we're going to see an inbound here. Looks like Rowland for the Grizzlies is going to be throwing it in. Throws it into Ransom. Ransom over to Collins. Collins to Sanchez. Over to Mattingly. Mattingly gives it to Rowland. Rowland puts a 3 up, misses it. And it seems like a Conquistador just got shoulder checked right there, but not going to get see a call. They put another 3-point up.
And they're going to get the Conks for the foul there.
Yeah, I thought we saw, it seemed like someone got pushed pretty hard in the back going for the rebound for us to not get the penalty there. But it looks like Ransom again is coming back to the line.
Both teams now with 5 team fouls.
Ransom, I don't think, has missed a free throw yet today. As she sinks her first one. And Ransom sinks the second one. Ransom, I believe, has 6 points off of free throws alone so far. Aguino bringing the ball down the court now. Aguino penetrates in, tries to throw the ball over to, I want to say Ewing. Nelson almost got the ball, and they're going to get Aguino with a foul?
Yep. Reach in, frustration foul. And that's the thing you don't want to do as a player. You don't want to leave your feet, and especially when you're as short as Aguino, and you penetrate underneath the bucket. And she had no place to go with it. Left her feet, and that caused the turnover.
Yep, so we're seeing Ransom back at the line of scrimmage here. Or not the line of scrimmage. The free throw line. I'm still stuck in football season, apparently.
That happens.
I believe Ransom made her first. And made her second. Ransom pretty spot on her free throws for having only a 33% free throw line.
Are you sure you wrote it down right?
I might have missed it. There's a chance, I suppose. Baker down here trying to get something set up. Grizzlies playing in a very, very aggressive defense. Ball trying to get into Ewing. Baker ended up, Grizzlies overextended on the, and they're going to give Conquistadors a block. That's going to go against Sanchez.
And right there, Ashley's got to hit that. She was pretty much all alone for the easy layup, but already got the foul and couldn't convert.
Conquistadors right now losing 53-38. Ashley
and
Nelson.
I said how important the first 3 minutes of the third quarter was going to be when actually it's been the last 3 minutes.
Yep. Like I said, Conquistadors lost their last game almost entirely in the third quarter. It seems like the fourth they even battled back a little bit, but still a little bit of life. We do have some people like Rowley who have been on all game. Nelson's second free throw is good, putting the Conquistadors up to 39. Sanchez will bring it back down the court. Pass it over to Mattingly. Back over to Sanchez. Conquistadors playing very, very strong defense so far as well. Mattingly throws up a three, and just off the rim, Conquistadors managed to not get the ball back, and they allow him to get Rowland to get inside and get another 2-point play. Dodge City really needing to focus on them rebounds on the defensive side in order to keep the Butlers from making this out of hand at this point. Baker goes the ball to Burris, back to Baker. Baker kind of looking for something going on. About 5 seconds roughly between the game clock.
And they're going to say an over and back.
I thought it was poked away.
Yeah.
That's an odd call. I thought it was poked away. I honestly thought they were going to get Mattingly with a foul. She kind of dove and took Baker's legs out. But who knows? Okay, over on the side with Rowland. Rowland over to Sanchez. Sanchez penetrates in a little bit, puts it to Ransom. Ransom puts it up. Mattingly with the rebound, and they're going to call her for the foul. Or Maple with the foul as
looked like she got it clean.
I think that was probably the cleanest block we've seen yet today. I don't know if I agree with that one entirely. That one was I'm not positive, but Mattingly to the free throw line. Mattingly sinks her first one. Mattingly being a roughly 62.9% at the free throw line.
That's 63. I'm taking 63.
I like the decimals. I don't know. She sinks both of them. Nelson in to rebound to Baker. Baker tries to put a shot up. I don't know if she even got it out before the timer. There was only about 0.1, but we are now into the fourth quarter. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with the Conch Radio Network.
He once deep-fried a turkey with nothing but a Zippo and a pork rind. He put the wah in shooby-doo-wah. That's right. Mr. G's Liquor Store may not be the biggest in town, but it is the most entertaining for all your liquor, wine, and spirits needs. It's Mr. G's. Stay squirrely, my friend.
Being the family superhero is a tireless job, constantly defending against skin knees and sibling supervillains that won't share. But who's there for them if you're not? Your local Shelter Insurance agent. With an insurance superhero sidekick, you can find a life insurance plan that helps provide a safety net for your family. Find your insurance superhero at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free insurance review, call Jason Putnam at 227-8054.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Conks Radio Network. We are here right now. Conquistadors are trailing the Butler Grizzlies 57-39. Coach Lowell had a pretty important message to give to his players right now, who have played a very good game up into the end of the
last 3 minutes.
I was to say.
Yep.
So, got the ball coming down with Sanchez. Sanchez kind of dribbling around the tip. I don't know if she's looking for some penetration. Over to Birch. Birch gets to Mattingly. Mattingly throws the ball up just a little bit off as Sanchez manages to get the ball back in, and the Grizzlies have another rebound. They have a new fresh shot clock. They're going to give Birch a free shot, but she luckily misses it. Baker now bringing the ball back down the court.
And the Conks have got stagnant. They've quit the penetration, and they're just working on the perimeter here. And when they are penetrating,
it seems like
it's like everybody's in a big clump up around the elbow.
Yep, and Maple with a lucky pass ends up having two Grizzlies kind of fall on each other there. And she had an open shot, but just managed to miss it just a little bit. And so the ball's going to be coming back the other way. I believe that's Mattingly bringing the ball back down. Birch also over there. Mattingly and Birch just kind of playing catch right now, trying to see what they want to get set up.
Now you got to hit the boards and you got to get stops.
Yep, I mean those the passes that Mattingly and Birch. Oh, okay. And it looks like Ransom just completely threw Trice off the court. And they're going to tee up Trice? Okay, I think it's pretty official that we can say that these officials are
terrible,
are just awful. They teed up Trice after she got thrown off the court. Wow.
And she
is down.
Did not touch anybody. It was a flagrant.
I think that's a very bad call. After getting completely thrown to the ground and she got up angry, they managed to tee her up for being angry after being thrown off the court. I mean, I guess you really can't be angry. I don't know how do you expect someone to be blatantly fouled like that and for it to be down, for that to happen. And so officials coming
Coach
over
Lowell
to talk to Lowell.
The officials explaining to Coach Lowell and Coach Helmer the definition of the deal. And Helmer doesn't look pleased with the call. And Coach Lowell doesn't look happy as he comes away.
I think this is a blatant, pretty blatant, terrible call at this point. I mean, it was very obvious that Ransom kind of threw Trice. I mean, Trice slid a few and bounced pretty hard for it to be not a foul at least. And I don't see how you give her a T for not.
And Coach Helmer not happy either. So
wait and see what's going to happen here.
So Ransom is booted out of the ball game.
Oh, so Ransom is officially
looks
out.
like she was.
Lowell's still looking for a little bit of an explanation.
Of what all is transpiring down here.
Trice no longer on the court. Actually, did she go back to the locker room?
Yes, I think they took her back to the training room.
She bounced pretty hard off of the hardwood, so. Lowell obviously not agreeing with some of the definitions that they're using here.
So Cowlins is who's booted out.
Cowlins?
23, right?
I thought it
was
was 32.
23.
Maybe it was 23. Maybe I was
dyslexia.
Wrong. It's probably what it is. Man.
Probably.
So actually it was Collins that is getting booted out. And I believe we got some foul shots to take at this point.
As the officials are still explaining it at the scorer's table. Offsetting fouls.
Oh. I didn't realize that they could offset. I thought you just still took both sets of shots. But
so Butler gets the ball back.
Which is very interesting, but Ransom gets it into Mattingly. Mattingly throws the ball up. Fight for the rebound right now. Sanchez falls out of bounds, and it looks like
finally it's Conk basketball. The ball never lies. It should have been our ball to begin with.
Maple bounds it to Baker. Baker dribbling down the court. Baker over to Maple. Maple to Rowley. Back over to Maple. Puts it out to Ewing. Over to Baker. A lot of movement right now for the Conquistadors inside, trying to get something set up. Maple has the ball. Puts it back over to Lee. Lee gives it to Rowley.
See, right there is what I'm talking. Too close for the pass there.
Rowley dribbles it in and just barely off the mark, and they're going to get
off Littlewood.
Littlewood off. So the Conquistadors are going to get a ball with a fresh shot clock right underneath their basket, actually. Baker's going to inbound it. Like to see an inbound to Lee, see if she can put up another three, but they're going to inbound it to Rowley. Rowley puts up a shot and just off the mark. She manages to get her own rebound, gives it to Ewing. Ewing then puts up some points. And now Ewing
fading way out of bounds, hits that one.
Ewing in, looks like Ransom has the ball. Littlewood
over the back.
I was going to say Littlewood looks like she's getting it over the back. And that one you can almost understand. She just basically reached over. She's that much taller than some of the Conquistadors. And it looks like we're going to be taking a 30-second timeout.
Got an update from the college football world there?
Well, I'm sure we do. Let me pull this on up here. Looks like the scores are the exact same in the here, let me update this. No way that the scores have stayed the same.
It looks like Oklahoma's still on top of TCU. Oklahoma probably going to the bowl championship.
Yep, and it is the exact same score. So Oklahoma 38 over to TCU 17 as we got the ball back into play here. Looks like Maple's going to inbound it to Baker.
This here, Conks have a chance to cut it to 14 on this trip.
Baker looking to that. Grizzlies playing really close defense. Mattingly really up close to Baker. Oh, and Baker with an ugly pass over to Rowley. Ends up with Sanchez with the ball. Sanchez goes and puts a reverse layup up. Baker brings the ball down. It gets poked out. Then I believe Maple manages to save it. Kind of a weird
turn of events
again. It's been quite a few of those, but it's just been really sporadic, and everyone's kind of all over the place. But looks like Sanchez is going to have the ball up top. Sanchez over to Birch. Birch over to Mattingly. Mattingly back to Birch.
Top of the key and dribbles off. Looking for Littlewood underneath.
I believe Sanchez puts up a three. She was almost already shooting when she caught the ball, and she managed to down a three-pointer.
Right there, the Conks had a chance to cut it to 14, and instead they find themselves down by 19.
And yep, they're going to be getting Littlewood, and she is now fouled out of the game.
Ryan, that's the love of your life.
Turn the crowd back down a little bit.
I was going to say, as we hear some people giving a little bit of banter to one of their friends. Rowley's here to inbound it into Baker. Baker doing. I thought she maybe had a chance for a three-pointer there, as looked like Birch went in to try to disrupt a bounce pass, ended up having it between her legs as it rolled out of bounds. We got Morrison coming in for Baker. Rowley will inbound it to Morrison. Morrison back to playing catch a little bit. Morrison's going to dribble it around. Over to Lee. Lee dribbles in a little bit. Gives it to Morrison. Back out to Rowley. Rowley penetrates in. Morrison Morrison with really good ball handling generally. Morrison's going to take herself a three, and just a little bit too much there.
The Conks, for as well as they rebounded it in the first half, they've flip-flopped here in the second half as Kaylee Dell getting set to check in, maybe give them a spark.
And
Mattingly
with
way
another
outside.
three-pointer. Mattingly, I don't think has even left the court yet this game. I think she's almost played the entire game. Definitely the Grizzlies' leading scorer and defensive player. Morrison gets the lead. Lee puts one up, and just a little bit too much, as they're going to call Ewing out of bounds. Ewing dove, try to get the ball back in.
Coach Lowe liking the hustle, though.
As I believe Dale and Denise Ortiz is going to check in for Maple and Lee. Morrison's going to come up and play close to Mattingly. Mattingly kind of getting herself into positions that the Conquistadors might need to keep a little bit closer of an eye on her. Ball's over here to Ransom. Ransom throws the ball up, and
what a late foul call.
I was going to say, it seemed like they're going to call Rowley with a block pretty well after the shot was done. But Ransom, as we've said before, I believe she is 6-0 on her free throws so far today. So she has a pretty good streak running right now. Definitely upping her percentages as
there you go.
She ends up missing her one. As I know she's 4-0 on the half. Conquistadors trailing Butler 63-41 as Ransom sinks the second. Morrison bringing the ball down the court, trying to get something set up. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left in this quarter. Got to get the Conquistadors definitely got to get some offensive game rolling right now. Ewing throws it over to Burris. Burris with just a shot that was just off the back of the rim. Mattingly brings the ball down the court, gives it to Sanchez. Sanchez dribbles underneath the basket, gives it over to Birch. Birch with the three, and Birch sinks the three.
For as hot as the Conks were in the first half from beyond the arc, Butler now is that hot here in the second half.
Definitely. Morrison bringing the ball down, gives it over to Denise Ortiz. Over to Dale. Whoa. Okay. Conquistadors looking to get it inside to Ewing, and Ewing got charged pretty hard, actually. Don't know what the definition of a foul was right there, but they're not going to give it to Lowell.
Looked like
Mattingly bringing the ball down, gives it over to Sanchez, gives it over to Birch, gives it over to Sanchez, puts it into Smallwood. Smallwood puts 2 more points up on the board. Conquistadors really kind of falling apart on defensively and offensively here in the fourth. Morrison pulls it up and makes herself a three. Morrison really didn't have much thought about it, had a little bit of a screen from Dale and just said, I'm going to go for it. Puts herself 3 points up on the board.
Conks have only scored 10 points here in the second half. Whereas Conks have scored 14 points in the second half. Butler instead has scored 37.
Mattingly with another 2 more points. I believe she is now caught up with Rowley of the Conquistadors. Morrison dribbling in. I believe she's going to draw the foul off of Mattingly. Mattingly, I think that's her second so far this game. So check in to the game is number 11, Simino, for Sanchez. Conquistadors looking to get something set up here for this inbound. You got Burris, and Burris, another one, like you said, very consistent shooter. So you like to see her get the ball here. Gives it over to Nelson. Nelson gets it to Burris. Burris puts 3 points up, and Lowell looks like he's going to call a timeout.
So right there is what you wanted. You drew it up perfectly, bang. You get the open look.
Now the Conquistadors have got to get something that's not perfectly set up, but just get something to fall down. I guess something, a decent enough look to at least get some baskets going. But
where they've slacked, they defensively here in the fourth quarter and first 6 minutes and 16 seconds defensively is really what they've lacked in here in this fourth quarter. Offensively, in defense, they come down, they haven't looked good offensively since about with 3 minutes to go in the third. Offensively, they've never been able to get anything really on track.
Yep, so kind of interested to see what Lowell's game plan to come out here with is
3:44, you got to get stops and you got to score pretty much every time down the floor.
Yep, got to be getting some pretty deep shots as is that. So I wonder if we're going to be seeing some more of Lee, Burris, and Rowley all in at the same time, since those are the primary three-point shooters.
Conch coming out in some full court pressure.
They get it into Burris, or not Burris, I apologize, Mattingly. Mattingly's dribbling down the court. Morrison following closely. Mattingly gets some pretty good penetration. Ball goes out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to be the Grizzlies' ball. Simno looking for Mattingly. Mattingly gets the ball, throws it over to Ransom. Ransom doing some dribbling and ends up getting 3 points. Or getting 2 points. Has a chance at the three-point play is what I meant. I believe they're getting Dale with a push. Ransom, we've talked about her. She's done pretty well on free throws so far today. So, as she missed the three-point play, Butler ended up getting the rebound, however, as Smallwood has a pretty sketchy pass into Ransom, ends up going out of bounds.
Sketchy pass, I like that.
It was a little sketchy, I don't know. Kind of into traffic, not exactly the most perfect pass to be having, but
well, they
can afford some mistakes so far. So Ransom bringing the ball down the court, or Morrison bringing the ball down the court. Tripped up and ball's going back the other way. And it looks like Aguino's probably going to be the one coming in for Morrison here. As the Conquistadors looking at 3:13 left in the game, and we saw a little spurts of hope, and then we just kind of have really weird mistakes like that where you just kind of trip over yourself and give the ball back to him. So Smallwood over here with the ball. Pass it over to Maddington. Maddington to Simino. Simino to, well, it looked like to Denise Ortiz. Denise puts it to Aguino. Aguino's dribbling, didn't know she must not have saw what she wanted. Ortiz puts 2 up, and Ortiz gets 2 points for herself. Ortiz, I believe, being the only returning player from last year. Looks
that
like
is correct.
Burris trying to play close on Mattingly. Mattingly kind of dribbles around, gets it over to Simino. Simino to Smallwood. Smallwood ends up giving the ball back, and I think they're going to get Maple. Maple seemed like she grabbed the arm of Smallwood there as she ran by. Quite a few fouls so far.
Yep. Both teams now with 4. As Ewing's going to come in as Maple fouls out.
Oh, that is Maple's 5th. Yep, so Maple is out. Really big hit to the Conquistadors defensively, but with 2 minutes, 25 seconds, and a lot of points to cover. What is that, 24?
No, 24, you got it.
24 points in about 2 minutes is
quite a task.
Yeah, I was about to say. So Conquistadors playing pretty tight defense. Burris trying to get over on Mattingly. Mattingly puts a shot up, doesn't get it, and I believe that is number 13, Duru, ended up fouling Ewing. So they're going to be bringing the ball back down the court. I don't even know if I want to talk about Ewing's percentage here, because it seems like every time I talk about the Conquistadors, we end up having a struggle, as Ewing sinks her first one.
She's come a long way since the beginning of the season on her free throw shooting.
Ewing added 59% with that first bucket. And Ewing, I just think in general, she's really kind of developed from the very first game that we got to watch her into now. As she sinks her second one. It's 2 more for Ewing. Looks like Smallwood is bringing the ball down the court. Covered by Aguino.
Gonks kind of bringing their defensive pressure out near midcourt.
Smallwood puts a jumper up, not even close. Burris managed to get the rebound. Aguino's bringing the ball down, making everyone work a little bit harder. And she's going to pull up, kind of slow down. Getting really close covered by Smallwood as they're going to call the foul on 12, I believe. So they're going to give a foul to Smallwood. Smallwood with 4 now. Guino up to the line. She is also with about a 53% from the foul line. As just off the end of the rim.
Left it short.
Second one is up, and she sinks the second one. Guino only with about 3 points, but Guino really does kind of control the offense for the Conquistadors. Ball over into Semino. Semino throws
Had a nice look, just threw it away.
I was going to say, throws it. I think that she might have bounced it off.
Are they going to say, yep, you were right?
I think they bounced off a Conquistador shoe, to be honest with you, but is going to stay over with the Grizzlies. Grizzlies rolling, looking to inbound to Smallwood. Smallwood gets pretty much blocked, but manages for it to just barely roll in. Aguino now bringing the ball down the court. Aguino into Ortiz, and Ortiz just barely fumbled it. So it's going to be coming back the other way. Smallwood looked like she's going to control it. Looks like
minute 5 to go.
Looks like they've taken Mattingly off the court. I believe this is her probably the first time she's actually gotten to sit out since the halftime. And it looks like they have number 3, Johnson, in for some playing time. As the Grizzlies managed to throw it away, I believe Smallwood tried to pass it and just a little bit of miscommunication, so the ball's going to be coming back the other way. Nelson's going to inbound it to Aguino. Guino's bringing the ball down the court here.
Gonks.
Guino, I think, is looking for a screen. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication to her and Ewing. And Aguino tried to do another pass where she kind of has it over her head, and they're going to call Burris.
And I don't even know if Riley got it.
I was going to say, it seemed like she
even
just
touched
ran
her.
It seemed like she just ran straight in front of her, but they're going to get her with a foul. Seems as if the definition of a foul is kind of loose here today, as Semino misses her first. Semino, a 50%.
Kind of loose. That's a very democratic way of saying it.
What do you mean?
Without saying there's been really questionable calls from the officials.
I mean, I try not to blame officials for things because, you know, it is the game. You know, you are playing a game. Officials are always part of the game.
Right.
Now, should they be the deciding factor? I don't believe so, but I'm also not a huge basketball person, so I just knew that I was put in whenever I needed a foul.
So your nickname was the Hammer?
Yep. Ewing got going to the line to try to shoot. About 30 seconds left in the game. And I believe she sinks her first. Ewing second one up, and it's good. Ewing putting 2 more points up on the board for the Conquistadors.
Under 30.
And looks like Denise
Got to
Ortiz
travel, yep.
played a pretty good defense. I thought there was going to be a jump ball because it looked like she had her hand on the ball. I don't know what was going to go. But they're going to call her for a travel. Ball's going to come back the other way for the Conquistadors. About 20 seconds left. No, shot clock is off. Conquistadors are going to kind of play through it. From Aguino to Burris. Burris back over to Aguino. Aguino back to Burris. Aguino back. Penetrates in, tries to get the ball thrown up, and ends up.
Got a travel call with .9.
I thought we were going to get a late foul, but it seemed like
somebody's over officiating on the far side.
apparently. But
hey, he's the new guy, the young kid.
So Aguino's going to inbound it with 9 seconds left. They might have one shot left, but I don't think you can get 20-some points. And Ewing puts a shot up, and it bounces off. So we will be right back with some of the post-game stats for the award-winning Joy Chiropractic post-game show. You're listening to the Conks Radio Network.
Most people think they can get a cheaper oil change somewhere else, but at Lewis Ford, our oil changes are both professional and affordable. With our oil change 4-pack, you get 4 conventional oil changes for just $69.99. That's just $17.50 an oil change. Then you'll have the peace of mind knowing that your car or SUV is being taken care of by a factory-trained employee at a price you can afford. Schedule your oil change today at Lewis Ford of Dodge City and mention the oil change 4-pack. Lewis Ford, open Saturdays from 9 until 4. Hey, Bill, getting quite a pile of trash in your backyard there.
Yep.
Thinking you maybe ought to do something about it?
Yep.
Would you like me to put you in contact with a locally owned and top quality rated trash removal service?
Yep.
Well, let me put you in contact with my boys at B&E Waste Systems. They're located right here in Dodge City. They take care of a commercial, residential, rural, and regular service routes or one-time pickups. Does that sound okay for you, Bill?
Yep.
Well, give them a call today, 620-225-6580.
Thank you.
Hey, Bill, you ever been to a chiropractor?
No, I haven't, but I did have someone stand on my back. They stayed at the Holiday Inn Express the night before.
Well, that's no good. Let me put you in contact with a real chiropractor. Dr. Jason Joy, located at 900 West Frontview, Suite 101. He specializes in sports medicine, acupuncture, soft tissue, and rock tape. You know what rock tape is, Bill?
Nope.
I'll have Dr. Joy tell you all about it. Give him a call today at 620-225-8677.
Jimmy John's, fresh baked, fresh chopped, fresh made. Now that's fresh. Subs so fast you'll freak. Subs your way, Jimmy's way, or any way. You name it, Jimmy will do it. Having a group event, office lunch, or last-minute meeting, call Jimmy's. No crowd too big, no hunger too great. Visit Jimmy John's and tell them to Jimmy up your sub. These sandwiches are approved by Mama's Super Seal. Have the Jimmy. The address is 1601 West Wyatt Earp, or give them a call at 620-371-6803. Open from 10 to 10. Have the Jimmy.
Hey, Bill, you're getting kind of a snaggletooth there.
Yep.
Do I need to put you in contact with a good dentist?
Nope, but I bet you're going to anyways.
You bet I am. Kelly Hendricks, the official dentist of the Sportstown radio station, has been practicing family dentistry for over 30 years. You got a family, Bill?
Nope, not that I know of.
Well, give old Kelly a call today and set an appointment up for yourself at 620-225-6555. And they take care of the whole family, Bill, from infants to adults.
All right.
He learned pig Latin from a pig.
Why may, hovercraft A, is way, off A, off way, eels way.
Which means my hovercraft is full of eels. Mr. G's may not be the biggest liquor store in town, but it is the most entertaining. For all your beer, wine, and liquor needs, it's Mr. G's. Stay squirrely, my friend.
Being the family superhero is a tireless job, constantly defending against monsters in the closet and grass so tall it swallows small children. But who's there for them if you're not? Your local shelter insurance agent. With an insurance superhero sidekick, you can find a life insurance plan that helps provide a safety net for your family. Learn more at shelterinsurance.com. Wear your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
For a free insurance review, call Jason Putnam at 227-8054.